Faro Automated Solutions. Search for information about Elizabeth Sobek. We came across another of these doors and this one recognized me. Because I guess it doesn't have any corrupted files or stuff like that. It's still in functioning order, and yeah, it recognized me as Elizabeth Sobek. We are her clone. Okay, so I wasn't reading that information wrong with the whole DNA helix, whatever it's called, the little spiral, and it said 99.47% match, because we are a clone of her. Okay, so I was on the right track. So does that mean the facility that they found me right outside, is that a cloning facility then? Because that's what I also theorized then. That I was popped. But then how did I even end up outside of the facility? That's also a question that hasn't had an answer. I mean, we're barely discovering the answers we're trying to seek. It's not all fully given to us just yet. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay.
Dr. Sobek, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Faro. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
Let's see. Let me do the math real quick. I didn't get the whole number. She said it was like 355,000? About? That would be almost 972 or 972 years. Yeah, almost 1,000 years ago. I am overdue for a meeting. That should have happened 1,000 years ago, huh? Okay, you know what? It's a bit chilly right now, isn't it? So let me just change the look. Be a little more appropriate right now. I really do love the Karja outfit the best. No bias, of course. But let me just put on the Nora outfit for now. Entangled waveforms. Oh wait, this is an audio one.
Protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded, so that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Hearts Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad.
Okay, so we know that we read something that sounds like a war against robots. Something about buying Zero Dawn time. The machines went haywire? And they don't have a back door, so you can't bypass any like defenses or firewalls. So they couldn't regain control. They call it a swarm though. I can only imagine there was a lot of them. So one of the people who was talking though was Ted Faro, it said. And we've seen his name already. In fact, that's what this place was called, didn't it? Didn't it say Ted Faro Automated Solutions? But I'm pretty sure we saw his name in a lock previously, like at the very, very beginning of the game.
A Deathbringer. Or a statue of one, anyway. A machine built to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Faro leads the world in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Faro Focus, To the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Faro Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
So they made the focus.
Yeah.
25,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world.
Yeah, Aloy and everyone else wouldn't be able to fathom the amount of people that exists in the world today. We have like, what, 8 billion people estimated? I guess they definitely don't have anywhere close to those numbers here. What happened? So, yeah, there was a conflict against robots. They just said automated systems or something along those lines. So it sounds like these robots functioned on their own without any human interference. Something happened where the machines went haywire. They couldn't access these machines because there was no backdoor. People died. The population of humanity decreased vastly. But humanity still exists. Something happened in those 900 years where history wasn't preserved, so humans of today don't know what happened to humans of yesteryear. But they created the focus. They created these machines. They called them peacekeepers. We know what they are. I mean, look at the Deathbringer. They were made for war. But I guess that's what it is, right? If you have a machine capable of massive destruction, people wouldn't want to mess with you for fear that you'll retaliate them with these machines. So you keep a tenuous peace. It's it's like peace built on shaky foundation, but I guess it's peace nonetheless. What's it called? Like assured destruction or mutual destruction, where one country won't use nuclear weapons because they know that the other country will retaliate by using nuclear weapons of their own, ensuring mutual destruction on both sides. Technically around the world, because people not part of the conflict are going to be caught in the crossfire with nuclear winters and stuff like that, unfortunately. So it's a lose-lose situation. So maybe I guess that's why they call them peacekeepers, because if people had these robots, nobody would want to use them. So yes, these warlike machines were made by the people of before. What about the animal ones, though? Reception log. July 7, 2064. That's also something I've noticed, is a lot of the data points come from either the 2060s or I think maybe even before. But there's nothing else like past that. So whatever happened had to have happened in the 2060s, because that's like the most common date that I found from these data points. We know that the Odyssey was supposed to be done at a projected time of 2080, so it couldn't have been made in time of whatever catastrophe befell the humans. 9:54 a.m. Field Commandant Dang of the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before 10:15 a.m. Sales presentation on the chariot line. Per instructions, food will be vegetarian only. This sounds like those damn corporations that have drone bots of their own to be used as a private army. Because it says from the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine. Agricultural. So they grow food, right? And they're here for their sales presentation on the chariot line? What? 10:07 a.m. Sander Agnew, Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global, arrived with his entourage. Refreshments to be served before their 10:30 a.m. sales presentation on the chariot line. Per instructions, will use Fresh Grounds Tomoka blend, no artificial creamers. And now you have people who make coffee for their sales presentation? What the hell kind of future is this? 10:12 a.m. So that happened, called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that the Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans and that Fresh Grounds acquisition team has tried to take their fields by force repeatedly. I think Commandant Dang has had Agnew by the hair for a second there. Who schedules these things? I'm going to drop a line to sales. This can't happen again. Okay, so this is from the point of view of the reception desk. And they put two rival companies in the same day, different time, but at the same day, relatively close to one another to give them a sales presentation on these war bots or peacekeeper bots. And obviously the conflict grew because they were both right there. They saw each other. So there is no integrity. These people are selling weapons to everyone. Whether they're rivals or not, they don't care as long as the money comes in. It's like selling weapons to the Crips and to the Bloods at the same time. If you guys aren't aware, those are two very known gangs in the United States, and they are rivals, like bloody rivals. One wears blue, one wears red. Bloods wear red. I think it's in the name. Crips, they wear blue. That's how you can recognize who they are. I mean, obviously not everyone who wears a red shirt or a blue shirt is gang affiliated, but those are the gang colors associated with them. So it's like if you're selling weapons to the Crips and to the Bloods and letting them fight it out, I guess that's good for business. Conflict makes the stock prices go up. No integrity. Why would they? They're selling weapons. But it's over coffee! That's the thing that sticks out.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
Okay, it's gonna be a lot of reading. I hope you guys don't mind. Definition corporation. Yeah, because Aloy wouldn't understand these words. He even tried to make it easy on her by saying it's like a tribe. Okay, so would it be this? Bio Elizabeth Sobek. Elizabeth Sobek, born March 11, 2020, is an American scientist, roboticist, and engineer, widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City, Nevada, she enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earning a bachelor, a BS in experimental physics and computer science at age 16. No way. She completed her PhD in robotics and artificial intelligence design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040 and joined Faro Automated Solutions as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realizing the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade, propelling FAST to the forefront of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned from FAST, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technologies. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted to life-positive robotics and other technologies. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest suppliers of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and the 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. So this just gave us vital information that Elizabeth was a genius at such a young age, used to work for Faro Automated Solutions until they decided to start focusing on military technologies and not environmental technologies, and then she founded her own company. Ted Faro. Born December 24, 2013, is an American entrepreneur and business magnate. He is the founder of Faro Automated Solutions, FAS, the largest corporation of all time, the world's wealthiest individual, and the first ever trillionaire. Born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, he enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033. He didn't even complete university, he dropped out to start FAS. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with its popular lines of personal servitudes and bodyguard bots, then exploded when its famous line of green robots led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s clawback. At the end of that decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. The success of FAS has made Mr. Faro the world's best-known businessman, one of its most sought-after speakers, and a major voice in politics, culture, and international affairs. You know who this reminds me of? Elon Musk. Cause Elon, okay, I don't know what his education level is at. I don't know if he graduated with a degree of sorts or something. But he's a businessman first and foremost. So many of his fanboys, because yes, he does have fans, they see him as like Tony Stark. Like he's this guy who builds all these machines, all this technology. And I'm sure Elon Musk wants to be like Iron Man as well. But he's not. He's a businessman. And how did he get there? Well, his family's rich. And then he used that to open a business where he hired people who are actually intelligent to work for him, and they started making technology. And although it's the engineers that he hires that deserve the credit, they always attribute every achievement to Elon Musk, because I guess technically without his money none of this would have been possible. But that's what he is, though. He's just a businessman. He's not part of the actual engineer team developing the technologies, you know. He started getting into politics as well, and I'm pretty sure international affairs. I mean, he's from South Africa, but he embedded himself with the Trump administration until they had their falling out, of course. But yeah, that kind of sounds like Elon Musk. FAS. Faro Automated Solution is an American multinational corporate entity that produces robots for all walks of life, though its core business consists of military and defense contracts. As of 2063, FAS has ranked number 1 among the Fortune 5 by gross revenue and profit for 10 years in a row, a world record. Founded in 2033 by Theodore Ted Faro, an entrepreneur from Salt Lake City, Utah, the company developed several promising robot prototypes in its early years but failed to break into markets dominated by then industry giants like General Synthetics and RecCorp. This changed in 2038 with the debut of the Alfred line of levitating personal servitors, which generated exceptional sales, lifting the company onto the Fortune 50 for the first time. Profits tripled in the 2040s as the company's environmental efforts, led by famed engineer Elizabeth Sobeck, catapulted FAS to the head of that sector. In 2049, in the wake of successful green and climate cleanup efforts around the globe, worldwide approval ratings of FAS exceeded 90%, and founder Ted Faro was hailed across media and social networks as the man who saved the world. You see, that is Ted Faro. Ted Faro is Elon Musk, because it was Elizabeth Sobeck's green line of robots that helped propel FAS into all this riches and fame. But instead of actually giving praise to the woman who made it possible, they give it to Ted Faro. Like Elon Musk gets all the credit, because I guess he's the face of the company, so they're just gonna praise him, even though he's a businessman and not an engineer. Yeah, it was the emergence of FAS as a military contractor in the late 2040s that cemented its status as the world's wealthiest corporation, with a record market capitalization of over 23 trillion. By 2055, FAS controlled 61% of the market share for automated military platforms, holding contracts with 353 nations, trans-governmental organizations, and corporate entities. Today, its holdings exceed the second largest corporation. FB Mobihal Global by 321%. And then the definition of a corporation, it's a noun. An association of individuals created under authority of law, having existence, powers, and liabilities distinct from those of its members. In a business sense, a corporation is usually owned by shareholders. I'm pretty sure he should have put a definition for shareholders because Aloy would not know what the hell that is. Through the sale or distribution of stock, who profit from such ownership, vote at designated times for its governance, and designate executives who run its affairs. Most corporations engage in one or more industries to produce goods or offer services for profit, and may in turn own either corporations, companies, or properties as holdings. So did we only get these 4 data points, I assume? R&D lab retooling.
Now, I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me, we will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
Wait. I know I could just replay that audio data point, but I could also read it. And that's what I want to do, because there is one line in particular. What did it say? It says, why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is, and then there was a long-ass pause. Trust me, you know when they put that pause, they're not confident in what they're saying. For a businessman, you would think he would have the charisma to talk better, to give confidence into his team. Because right now, I'd be like, I don't know if I should trust you. By the way, you took that long-ass pause. So yeah, they're Faro Automated Solutions. They make machines that operate independently without human intervention, except they're clearing out their production slate so that they can produce human-operated vehicles and weapon systems. He considers that a relic of the past, but they're bringing that line back because the machines went haywire. There's no back door, so now they have to make machines that don't think for themselves, right? Okay, it feels like I'm starting to understand more and more, but obviously there's still things that need to be answered. Like how this all happened in the first place. Yeah, they had a war with bots, but why?
The air. There's no smell to it, not even Old Death. Nothing natural.
What does that even mean? Yeah, because Ted Faro did not care who...
cave in. But I could get through.
Yeah, because Ted Faro did not care who he sold these machines to. Anyone who can pay up the price got one. But like that wouldn't explain why they went haywire. And then there was no back door, so they couldn't regain control. Yeah, just when I think I have it figured out, I still have questions. It's like a Hydra. For every question answered, 2 more pop in its place. Regarding a complaint. From J to reception. Hey, reception, if that's your real name. Oh my god, is this gonna be a condescending person? Okay, let me get into character. Hey, reception, if that's your real name. Wanna know who's scheduled Indo Malay right next to Fresh Grounds? That would be me. Senior VP of Sales. Wanna know why? After that little hair-pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain, because your receptionist-level brain probably requires it. Those two sides are fighting! And what do we sell? That's right. Combat machines. We want them to hate each other, so that they will try to fight each other with what? That's right again, combat machines, which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do the much more complicated job. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Friedkin, to you. What a jackass. Okay, yeah, so we read the earlier data point of the receptionist talking about how it was stupid to schedule these two rivals so close to one another, and then they started fighting, and they made a mess because they threw the rivals' Fresh Grounds coffee onto the ground. But it was all planned. It was a ploy so that they can actually get fired up, and then they're going to be like, you know what? I want these machines now. I need them because look at this asshole. He's not going to get away with this. And oh my god, that is a 4D chess maneuver. But that is sales' job, right? They don't care about ethics or morals. They just care about how much more money they can get. And they're going to use sleazy tactics to get it. I would have quit my job on the spot if someone talked to me like that. Whoa! Fuck!
A few moments later.
Okay, let me look over here first. Hollow projector. Okay, I think there's just 3 things to interact here with. Let's start with this side then.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package, designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance. It boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base, even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle a host of functions, from 360-degree less lethal riot management to surgical repairs of allied chariot line models. And you've got the workhorse of any cutting-edge peacekeeping fleet.
The Corruptor.
Yeah.
Slave enemy robots to its own network. It sounds like it's talking about how it corrupts machines.
Yeah, I was gonna make a mention of that because I was like, that image looks just like a corruptor, and then it said how one of its important functions is how it can essentially corrupt other machines. What the hell?
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready. extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were Faro machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They can make more of themselves.
Yeah.
Then how would you ever stop them?
Good question.
The FSP-5 Khopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Khopesh.
Deathbringers.
The Deathbringer.
Yeah.
So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
Again with the emergency biomass fuel conversion thing. There is another data point somewhere over here. Spiritual Summit from Ted Faro to Paula. Recent events have sharpened my perspective, and I think that I, and FAST in general, have been neglecting the spiritual side of things, not under any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense, as in not giving it enough thought to our shared values, hopes, and aspirations for the afterlife. I like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I have more thoughts about the agenda later, but for now, let's put out some feelers and see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent. No cooks, but anyone with a credible audience. Let's go deluxe. Make it clear we'll spare no expense. Thanks, Ted. So, Ted wanted to get every religious figure together. One with a credible audience, so he knows, I guess, that they're legit. To have a summit, a talk about the afterlife. I guess whatever apocalyptic thing was happening, it really got him shook to the point where I guess he wanted to get inside with his spiritual side. So maybe he was having trouble sleeping at night. So he just wanted to know that if every religious figure of every religion that exists currently all like came into agreement at least about like that there is an afterlife, maybe he could sleep better and be like, oh yeah, okay, so if I die there's still another life after death, so it just eases his nerves. That's how it sounds like. I don't blame him. If there was an event that was going to wipe out humanity, I'd probably be the same. I'd probably get in touch with a bunch of religious figures just to have a one-on-one chat with them. I probably wouldn't believe what they said at the end of the day, but maybe it would hopefully ease my nerves. Clearly, humanity did not get wiped out, though. That's the thing. Aloy exists, and so do so many others, but obviously the numbers aren't nearly as much as it used to be. Where humanity had billions of people on the planet, now it doesn't seem that much, because there's so much empty, vast open space. And then the tribes are on the smaller side. Meridian is the exception, but look at the Nora tribe. Fast campus log. The security log. High priority alerts. Automated log note. All non-essential systems have entered hibernation. High priority alerts. Automated log note. Full lockdown has been initiated. High priority alert. Due to the increasing frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FAST employees can no longer be guaranteed. Therefore, we have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and/or disposal of project-related data and materials. HiSec and a crisis team will then conduct exit review before all areas are locked down. High priority alert. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F blocks. Treat the current lockdown situation as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatches or otherwise exit the buildings. A reminder that while HiSec personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for identiscan. Additional public access roads en route to the campus have now been closed to relieve waiting time at other security cordons. HiSec reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for identiscan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. In light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, HiSec now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff traveling from off-site. Sign up is required and strongly encouraged. 48 more entries in high priority, additional entries corrupted. So, protests erupted against FAST, and it put the safety and well-being of the staff in danger. So they tried to lock down this place. So the public was not happy with what was happening here.
People were angry at Faro, at the corporation.
Yeah.
They blamed this place for something bad.
Well, they created the robots that operate independently of human intervention. They couldn't access the back door when they lost control of it. Where is this? Oh, we're overlooking the water. Yeah, but as I was trying to say, it's like, it's all because Ted Faro freaking really wanted profits over people's well-beings. And I'm glad that I decided to turn around because I would have completely missed this.
This began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now, I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise you, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. That a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines.
Yeah.
They were built for war, not peace.
Thank you, Aloy. She just mirrored what I was saying a while back. That's precisely the thing, right? Like, everyone with eyes can see that these machines were built for war. But that doesn't look good on your image. So you say it's for peace. They're like, if you have a heavily armored person, they look intimidating. But if you say that they're just a bodyguard, you know, they're only there to protect you, to defend you. They're not the aggressors. They're just there in case you need them. Then you feel a little easier. You're like, oh, he's heavily armored, but he's not a dangerous. He's not a threat. He's just a bodyguard, you know? It makes your image a lot better. So yeah, the bots turned on them. And they were trying to find a solution to stop them. And of course, he's like, about this rumor, guys, because I'm pretty sure that audio went to the whole facility. They're like, don't worry about this. This will all blow over. Maybe like 3 weeks tops. People will forget about this little incident. Meanwhile, I had data points talking about how people who were battling these things. Definitely doesn't seem like an incident you can just blow over. Oh, my palms are sweating. Just don't look down. Oh, but I think I do have to fall down again. Okay, let's run. Okay, I probably didn't need to. But better safe than sorry. Okay, there is a data point straight ahead. Okay, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. 'Cause a lot of this stuff is important. So while I do apologize that this is pretty much going to be like a reading episode, it is important, right? It's world building. It's giving me answers to a lot of questions I have. Ah! Fuck it! Why does she do that? It makes it seem like she's going to grab the very edge of this thing, and instead she falls down, which makes me believe that we're falling to our death, but at the last moment she grabs onto something. But my palms are sweating. All hands on deck. From Gordon to Gina. Gina, ever hear of the Maville Island Fruit Association? Neither had I, until they filed suit against us this morning. Apparently, there's a little island paradise off the coast of Australia, population 2,700, all of whom hate us. Now that's a stray Harmert's Teamer unit is chowing down on their largest mango orchid. That brings the official count of Heart Timor related lawsuits to 127, most of them from private companies, but also a bunch from individuals, nation states, and NGOs. And that's not even counting the mother of all liability claims from Hearts itself. Call every external firm we've ever used, then call their competitors. We're going to need every corporate defense lawyer we can find who's still half sober and on the bar. Gordon Nakata, Associated General Counsel, Bass. So, some machines were chomping down on mango groves because they have that biofuel conversion thing. So they were refueling, but they were refueling on people's private properties. Like they went onto farms and just started chowing down. But the thing said that they can refuel with very little impact on the environment. So I assume they didn't need that much. But this makes it seem like, yeah, it's chowing down on on everything. And considering there's so many other corporations suing them, it had to have been a reoccurrence. Banda C incident. From Stacy to Robert. Subject Dolphin Vid. Bob. Another problem to add to our big steaming pile. Apparently a fisherman in the Banda C captured video of a Hearts Timor Horus unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Paulawa Watar. On a pod of endangered dolphins, no less. What? Quite possibly the last of their kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happens inside a blender, as if the robot was whipping up a big pink swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. A prepared statement feels grossly insufficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. Stacy Anders. A real stinker. You know, thanks Stacy Anders from the VP PR fast position. Like, so okay, so yeah, it doesn't just feast on vegetation. It's any organic matter, including us creatures. Because if it can chow down on dolphins to use as fuel, who's to say it can't chow down on us? What the hell? This one's a real stinker, guys. What are we gonna tell the public? That an endangered pod of dolphins is now extinct thanks to these machines, using it as fuel.
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds.
And sturdy hands to not slip and
All right.
fall.
Made it. Wonder what we'll find.
Oh, we're at the very tippy top. Well, no, this is still the very tippy top. I think the game wants me to go this way. So let me just check what's up here first. Oh, that means more climbing and more getting to dangerous heights that one can definitely slip from and die. And I have a penchant for doing such a thing. This is high. There better be a rappel point up there. I am going to shit my pants if I have to climb back down, but no, there's the rappel points, okay. Oh, a power cell.
I keep finding these power cells. What do they do?
We'll find out later. Look, I'm on top of the world. The view is definitely to die for. That much is certain. I can see way off into the distance. But my palms are sweating, so let's just rappel down, please. Actually, it does it in a very dangerous manner. Okay. Fast executive data storage. Secure 3 zettabyte storage rack. 6% power remaining.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Oh.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
All right, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
Ted Faro had 18 lawsuits against Elizabeth, but he needed her help, so he dropped the lawsuits. How kind of him. And was even willing to pay for lunch. But a swarm went rogue. Ted Faro said it was worse than that. Was it all the robots that went haywire?
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel.
In emergencies.
And you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
The Faro robots threatened all life on Earth, but somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
That's what I've said
A
too.
final file has been recovered.
Whatever travesty nearly doomed them back in the day, clearly humanity still exists. Albeit at a limited capacity compared to before. But we are here. No more technology of the old ones. Now we're back to sticks and stones. But we're still here. I like how Ted Faro kept trying to use freaking PR lingo, talk about like these war robots, and he's like peacekeepers, and they're like, and then Elizabeth was talking about how they use biomass as fuel, and he's like, in emergencies, like he's trying to set the record straight, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, call it what you want to call it. They have these capabilities and it went out of control, including the self-replication function. So a swarm that can consume organic matter and it can self-replicate. And it was gonna eat the entire world bare in how many months, she said? I forgot.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
It sounded like she did, because he wasn't giving her much of a choice.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
Exit the ruin. So, Zero Dawn just got brought up. It was a project, a solution to the problem they were having. So bad that Ted Faro did not want to sign it in good conscience. Ted Faro, of all people, you wouldn't assume he has a conscience, right? With the way he's been running his business. Morals and ethics be damned. Just sell, sell, sell. As long as they have money, just get rich at the expense of other people's plights. And even he did not want to sign this, because he thought it was worse than the disease. The data points we read said that they were fighting the bots. So yeah, there was a lot of them. There was a swarm. Probably every single bot in existence turned on humanity. It started eating mango groves and endangered dolphins, and it was going to strip everything bare. It was going to be extinction on every single level, because it wasn't just humans that were in danger, it was everything, all life on Earth. These machines, they replicate and they consume organic matter. Plus, they have weaponry on them, so if the military wanted to fight them, they will fight back. And that's what it seemed that they were doing, was the military was fighting them. And they were, as they put it in the data point, buying time for Zero Dawn, for the project thing to complete. And then humanity was saved after all. What about the whole climate change thing? They brought that up too. They were making a space colony to send humans away from Earth and rebuild elsewhere. Jeez. It's like I can kind of picture what was going on in the before time. It feels like there's still like some holes that need filling. But I think I get the picture, the gist of it. What happened?
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
Really?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose.
Why not?
I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Faro robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is my name.
Okay, when you put it that way.
Sylens. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
Okay, I don't like the way you're talking to me, okay? No one talks to me like that. It's like, okay, I get it. Yes, there's more pressing matters at hand. I discovered so much information. I'm trying to process it all. And the first thing I do is want to know this guy's name. But I feel like we should be on a name-to-name basis. This guy can talk to me whenever the hell he wants. It doesn't seem like Aloy can talk back to him whenever she wants. Because even if she does know how to call Sylens, I don't think he would answer. But we are kind of forced to, because he apparently knows a lot of what's going on and he's helping us. But we don't want to miss a call from him. So that can be a bit annoying. So I feel like asking for his name isn't such a big ask. Like that should be like something that is bare minimum, that we know each other's names, you know? Now that we got acquainted, now we can ask the bigger questions, you know? I do see his point, but I don't like the way that he's talking. Like, really?
If you're so smart, why do you know so little after a lifetime scratching around in the dirt? It's not my fault you're bad at what you do. I came to these ruins looking for Elizabeth Sobek, not because of the things she did centuries ago, but because people are trying to kill me right now, today. I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elizabeth would be proud.
Fuck you.
You need to get a grip on yourself and start thinking straight. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Faro robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Oh my god. This guy is the type of person that would honk at you at a red light that just turned green for a split second. You know, it barely turns green. He's right behind you, already honking his horn. Like, what are you waiting for? It's like, relax. I'm not gonna be like, okay, and then just like we're having a conversation. You know, like I'm not gonna just run past him to start uncovering the secrets of Project Zero Dawn while we're still having a face-to-face talk. Like we can say, okay, I guess that's it. I'll be on my way, and then I'll like, this guy, he's like so eager to uncover this because I guess he now has someone who can uncover these secrets because he couldn't enter this facility. The Identist can, I'm pretty sure, wouldn't allow him, but Aloy can. She's a clone of Elizabeth. So yeah, I guess he has someone that can help him uncover these secrets as well. But I was on or still am on Aloy's side because yeah, the secrets to Zero Dawn and what happened, how did the robots get stopped, that is important. But as Aloy also put it, it's like we have people trying to fight her and kill her right now because of that, because she looks like Elizabeth. So she wants to know what the hell the connection is there for. It's like, yeah, okay, civilization came and went, it survived. Those are concerns that we should have answers for. But obviously Aloy is worried about the now, and right now they're trying to kill her. So Sylens could use a little more sympathy, but he doesn't care. He just wants to know what the hell happened back then. He's a jackass, though. No, I have questions for you.
Not so fast, Sylens. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
Oh my god. Are they gonna only let me ask him like one question and he's like, that's enough? You wasted my time already, so be on your way? He's not gonna like me saying this, but let's get personal with him.
Who are you, Sylens? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal?
Yes.
I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent. Now if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
Bravo, Aloy. She's quick-witted. We've seen her and how she responds to people, and she's really good at that as well. And yeah, she can remove the focus. I won't be able to use it anymore, but I feel like Aloy doesn't need to rely on it. maybe over the years she might have become a bit dependent on it, but Aloy's still Aloy. She, like, her athletic feats do not come from the focus. So yeah, it might take her a little longer to track things and scan, or she won't be able to scan things, but be on the lookout for things. But she doesn't need the focus necessarily. But Sylens needs us, because we go into places he cannot. And he's been observing us this whole time. So any information we receive, he receives as well. And he's not going to get that free ride without answering some questions. And he knows this, so yeah, finally, we are taking a bit of control on this conversation.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Because of Hades? Because, yeah, the Hades did not sound exactly human. I mean, it probably could be an AI. I mean, it has the name Hades as well, in all caps too. Hephaestus, I searched that up online. I was not trying to get any spoilers, but I wanted to see if that was also a Greek name, and it is. The god Hephaestus. I forgot what it was supposed to be the god of. But yeah, it is. So we have Hades and we have Hephaestus. What is going on? See, those are still mysteries. Like, we have no answers to just yet. We've uncovered exactly what was happening in the before time, but we still have so many questions. And so I also like how Sylens is talking, because Aloy pretty much was the same way when she was talking to the matriarch about like how her focus works, and she didn't use any technical terms because they wouldn't understand it, but she was just like, oh, they see through my eyes, or they saw through Olin's eyes, and stuff like that, like to make it easier for them to understand the basics. They might not understand completely, but they'll get what you're trying to say. And he's doing the same thing. Like, instead of a signal, he's like, it's a voice, and I can string together these voices. So I like the way that they talk, because it would make sense that they wouldn't know all the technical terms, so you have to make it easier to digest instead of just all talking with technical mumbo jumbo and them immediately knowing what you're saying. It makes it for more realism. Oh, speaking of Hades, they're here. It is. Hold on. Let me ask about Elizabeth first.
Is there any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics or something like that. Yeah!
But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
No, it's not. I need this. Okay. So yeah, it is possible that she could have frozen herself, and then over 1,000 years, the machine would have thawed her out, and she might still be alive. Also, Sylens is using some very large words. I do understand what he's saying. I'm not that dumb, so I do get it. But he's using like words you wouldn't attribute to these tribal type of people. You would assume that their vocabulary would be a lot more simpler, and for the most part, it is. But Sylens is like the first person who's like a lot more technical, I guess, for lack of a better word. How he said acumen and stuff like that, it's like Sylens is very intelligent. He's well spoken.
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect Faro robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
Okay, I didn't think about that until Aloy brought it up. Yeah, Elizabeth Sobek managed to stop the onslaught of robots. Hades is trying to resurrect said robots. It's working with the Eclipse to unearth these robots. And so, if it wants to use these robots for, I don't know, because I don't think it wouldn't be something such as like, oh, we just want to destroy Meridian, because you know the Shadow Karja hate the Sun Karja, so they're gonna use these robots to bring down Meridian and dethrone Sun King Avad. It seems like, at least maybe from Hades' perspective, that there has to be something more than just that, right? Could it be because like these robots once almost destroyed the entire world, so I would feel like its ambitions would be more global than just Meridian. And it's worried that Aloy, being the spitting image of Elizabeth, they even have the same voice, because I mean obviously we're a clone of her, that she's gonna make a Project Zero Dawn 2.0 and foil the plans. Could it just be worried about Meridian? I wouldn't assume so. There's something bigger going on. That much is certain. But yes, because Aloy is essentially Elizabeth 2.0. Maybe Hades is worried that I'll also make Project Zero 2.0. But Aloy, as smart as she is, she's not that knowledgeable with old world technology. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't know how to create an electronic from scrap. So I don't think it has much to worry about us.
You said you've known for some time that Faro war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
Okay, yeah. These have been buried for a long time, so they're obviously not going to be at full capacity. So the Deathbringer I fought earlier, I'm guessing, because I didn't see its health go down drastically. I think it was already at low health, and it would make sense. They just unearthed it. It was barely operational, so it wasn't at full power. Fighting a Deathbringer that is at full power is going to be scary, but we didn't fight one yet at full power. At least, I'm pretty sure we didn't, because I saw its health be very, very low. But it's a scary thought then, because imagine if this is how dangerous these machines are right now. Imagine how they were back in the day. Yeah, technology was also a lot more advanced for humans, so we had bigger guns to fight back with the machines with. But these machines were also big and bad. Imagine being in a war like that. Okay, I guess we're done here.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asuram call it the Grave Hoard.
Grave Hoard. Cheery name.
You'll find it in the eastern mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved.
Thank you, Aloy. Yeah, his attitude better change.
Getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Yeah, his attitude better freaking improve. None of this, off you go, I'm the one in charge, you better do what I'm saying and listen to me and blah blah blah. Like, no, you need us as much as it seems we need you. You more so need to rely on us than we need on you, but we still need each other, it seems, because he still has knowledge that we don't.
Keep moving.
Yeah, he still has knowledge that we don't, so he's still helpful. But his attitude better change. Because we're more akin to partners in this, okay? It's not going to be boss and a subordinate. It's partners, okay? We are on equal footing. Maybe 60-40, but I'm 60%, he's 40%, okay? None of this, like, he's the boss of me. So, a Deathbringer is called a Horus, a Corruptor is a Scarab, and what was the other machine? Okay, the Metal Devil is a Horus, the Corruptor is a Scarab, and the Deathbringer is a Kopesh, something like that, right? It's crazy that obviously they have actual names. But I'm so used to calling them Metal Devil,
Scrabbling a bit,
Corruptor, Deathbringer, that it feels weird calling them by their actual technical names. And this is the Corruptor, or the Scarab, that I left alive, that I snuck past. And there's still stuff to do, but I guess I'll do this off camera for now. But for now, I'm just going to end the episode here. Because I've been recording, it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes since I've been playing. Holy crap. So yeah, this is getting divided into, I don't know, not 3 parts. Maybe I'll do 2 parts, except for the second part, which is me just exploring the Faro facility. I think I'm going to be cutting out a lot of the filler then to make it shorter. But yeah, it's almost been 3 hours. A lot of it was reading. A lot of it was me just talking. Definitely could have blitzed through this place if I wanted to, but I like to take my time and overanalyze everything and psychoanalyze characters. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, I just like to immerse myself in this world and coming up with theories and stuff like that. So obviously it's gonna prolong the playthrough. But yeah, I think I might just chop this up into 2 parts, with the second one cutting out a lot of the filler, because there's a lot of talking going on. I think that's what I'll do. But so many answers we've gotten, and we still have questions. So the mystery is obviously still not over. There's still much more to unearth and uncover, but we're getting a lot more answers. So I'm able to build a picture of what's going on a little better. And so I guess now some of the data points that I've been reading are starting to make a little more sense in hindsight now that we have this knowledge. Especially with the freaking corporations fighting each other with these privatized military drones that they own, fighting each other. It's still stupid when you think about it, because it's like, oh my god, they're growing coffee beans over there. Let's take it for ourselves by force if necessary. And it's like, bro, just focus on your own coffee bean fields and make the better coffee, okay? Win by making a better product, not by stealing your competitors' supply. But this is the world that they lived in back in the 2060s, and Ted Faro capitalized on that, and now he doomed the world for it, because He didn't want any backdoor because I guess that would like incentivize people to buy from his company instead, because if he could sell a machine that cannot be hacked, that makes for a lucrative, product. And everybody was fighting for the right to have these automated lines from Faro, but it doomed the world. Well, it was, until Elizabeth saved it. And that's the next mystery to unearth. How did she do it? Because apparently it was effective, and if it's effective, we can use that for this, because the machines have become much more aggressive, and it started to happen just before... Oh, wait. I have a thought. It just occurred to me right now. Because the machines started getting a lot more aggressive shortly before Aloy was born, right? They said 20 years, but I don't think they meant exactly 20 years. I think they said more like about 20 years. Because let's say, and just follow me for a moment. It was stated online, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a spoiler or not. I just wanted to know how old Aloy was. And it said that she's about 18 to 19 years old. That has to have some correlation, right? Am I overthinking things? About how the derangement happened almost 20 years ago. And then Aloy was born. Born, of course, like in quotes, because she's a clone of Elizabeth, a woman who lived almost 1,000 years ago. A woman who was able to stop the machines. And Aloy now has the potential, the capability to unearth the secrets of what this Project Zero Dawn is. Possibly make Project Zero Dawn 2.0 and stop the derangements. Like, Hades wants to kill her because of that. Right? It kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. Is that why she was born or created, or however you want to call it? It's like I'm trying to piece this together, and it feels like I'm on the right track, but then there's more questions and more holes. I guess this is why we're going to continue playing this game, because there's a big ass mystery. But I really should stop talking, because it's going to be 3 hours of me recording. So yeah, I have my work cut out for me to edit this down into something much smaller. So yeah, I should stop talking. But a lot was unearthed today. Oh, and Sylens. I know that actor. The voice sounded very familiar, but once I put a face to the voice, I know who he is. I think his name is Lance Riddick or Reddick or Roderick, something like that. It's Lance Roderick or Riddick, something along those lines. I know who he is. I first knew of him because of the show called Fringe. I used to love that. I was still a kid when it came out. I don't remember how old I was, because I don't remember exactly the year it came out, but I remember I was still in school. And I would watch Fringe a lot. Like, it was one of my favorite shows. I fell in love with I already forgot her name. I think it starts with Anne, or it has Anne in there, but she's the female protagonist. And I remember just loving her. She's a redhead too, and I am infatuated with redheads. Because, well, it's a long story, but let's just say I used to go to school with these 2 redheaded twins, and I think that's where I just started loving redheads, including Aloy, of course. But anyways, the point is, I used to watch that show a lot, and Lance was in there too. He played a prominent role, and bless his soul, he's no longer with us, unfortunately. I don't remember what he died of, but I just know that he's no longer here anymore. So it is a bit eerie now that I know this, seeing him being portrayed in this video game. It's a memorial to him, because if anyone was a fan of his work and stuff like that, they can go back, watch his old shows and movies that he was in. In a sense, it's nice, because he's still here with us. His performances will still live on as long as the media exists and the people are willing to consume said media. So yeah, it's tragic that he's no longer here, but we still have his performances to carry on his memory, you know? But anyways, this is where I'm going to end the episode. So with that all being said, if you guys are liking this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.